grab, and he's going to be sacked.
Broncos country, what is going on? It's been a week. We didn't play a game, but we did move up in the standings in the AFC to the second team. Well, I guess we fell back one spot, but we jumped the Colts, all right? So today we're going to be diving into some midseason awards, excuse me, and also talking about what needs to change, what needs to improve to make sure the Broncos secure that number one seed, go on a Super Bowl run. Before we get started, shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring the show. Use the code DTB, get a $10 bonus once you start trading over there. I threw some money earlier today on the Broncos winning big on an alternate spread over on the Commanders. We can take a look at that later on. But with a long-winded interview, thank you guys, or intro. Thank you guys for being here. Mark, Jeremy, thanks for joining the show, man. Jeremy, I guess, man, we can jump right into it, man.
Hold on, before we do that, David, I got a question on the Kalshi. Did you happen to bet on the under in the Browns and Raiders game with the controversy this last Sunday, or did you avoid that one?
I voted the money line, baby, but I did think that it was going to be like, I think I told my friend Rawhide, he's like, give me points scored, and I think I told him 33. What was the final score of the game?
24-10, so it was 34. The whole controversy was, I guess, the final over-under was 36, and then they, punted from the 29, so yeah.
Dude, that's crazy, punting from the 29. That is ridiculous. That is, the NFL does need to investigate that, and hopefully they find the Raiders at fault, man. That's how I feel about that.
Well, Mark broke it down. He did a whole video breaking it down, and I kind of looked at it like, if you're betting on the Raiders-Browns game, you probably just deserve some sort of punishment
100%.
Either way. So,
especially the over-under.
Yeah.
I did bet on Shador to get it done. He did, and I was very proud of him. Only one bad throw, and man, we are getting some insane comments.
We're coming in with the heat.
Yeah, here in the vertical stream, as always. But, dude, guys, let's dive into this thing. Let's get it rolling. Jeremy,
okay,
take it away.
Well, it's a bye week. It's a little more. It's not quite. It's past mid-season, but it's still felt like mid-season just because we had that time off here. So I had some different thoughts. Give me your guys' bye week awards. So I'm going to ask a couple different questions in the chat. I'd like yours as well. So let's just start off with your MVP, and let's just start with like all three phases. So who is your MVP on this offense so far?
Mark, why don't you go first?
Offensive MVP for me is Garrett Bowles. I think he's been by far the best player, most consistent. You're not going to see him in the stat sheet, but at the moments in where Bo Nix and the passing game looked good, he was solid. When they looked bad, he looked solid. When the run game was really good, he was fantastic. So he's just been unbelievable, all pro type season. So Garrett Bowles gets my bye week offensive MVP so far.
I like it. David?
Well, we can't give him, I guess, the full season MVP, but I'll go with J.K. Dobbins. He only missed, one game before this bye week. It's a shame we won't see him probably the rest of the year. Hopefully we can get to the Super Bowl and, he can tough one game out of there, but he has helped give balance to this offense. We are not in the position we're at right now at 9-2 if J.K. Dobbins does not sign here, man. So excited to see what R.J. Harvey can do. That's the big question mark coming out of this bye is, can we establish a consistent and threatening run game? But J.K. Dobbins, man, I love his spirit. He's like the anti-Melvin Gordon, man. The last time we had a running back come over here from the Chargers, dude brought that Chargers mentality out here. It was really, really terrible. But, man, J.K. Dobbins isn't any of that. He loves Denver. He believes in himself. He's never telling himself before a play that he's going to fumble. Not going to happen. So, J.K., we got to win the rest of the games for you, man.
I like that. That would be mine as well, but I will just to throw another one out there. I'm going to go Cortland Sutton just cuz he's been nails when we need it. Big catches.
Let's go.
I mean, there's so many times that if he would have had a drop or didn't get that first down that was desperately needed, or go up and moss somebody like in the Giants game or whatever it was, he's just been really rock solid. So much to the fact that they're double teaming him, trying to bracket him now. So that's just kudos to how well he's played so far. All right, let's go. We started with the Mark, so let's go to David. Who's your MVP of the defense?
Oh man, this is a great question. MVP of the defense? I guess I'll go with Zach Allen, man. It all starts up front. He's going to have double-digit sacks again this year, but he's a menace in the run as well. Team captain, right? A guy that has helped give this defense some nasty, but he is so consistent. He brings it every single game to make an impact, whether it's in the run or the pass. I love Zach Allen, and man, I still can't forget about how much of a risk it was viewed, right? Signing him over keeping Draymond Jones. And shout out to the staff, George Payton, Vance Joseph, or I guess Sean Payton was part of that as well, bringing in Zach Allen. It was a tremendous. So I love him.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Mark, who you got?
Yeah, Zach Allen is really good. I mean, it's hard on this defense because he's like the whole damn defense, man. Everybody's so good. My choice would be Talanoa Hufanga. I just felt like he's brought a completely different dynamic, like to the secondary. His versatility, how you use him, matches up against tight ends, plays the run well, and he does everything. Kodiak always jokes that he needs to learn how to catch the ball. I agree with that. I went back and looked at a lot of some of the highlights and stuff from when he was in San Fran. And because I remember him making a lot of really crazy interceptions, and he did. So it might just be a little bit of a slump. But otherwise, man, this dude has just been unbelievable. So good. Mm-hmm. What a great addition. And the way that Vance is using him, it fits like a glove. So, my guy would be Talanoa Hufanga.
Yeah, great pick. I'm going to, just to change it up, I'll go with, it's been a little quieter lately, but man, the way he started and the fact that he's gotten to the point, I think same with Sutton, is like they have the game plan around this person every single week. It's Nick Bonito. Like he signed that big contract and just came out and said, watch this, I'm not going to rest on that. And he's been an absolute menace, and they have to be aware of where he is every single time. That's where they're going to double team him, chip him, all that stuff. And it's allowed for Cooper to get off and for Zach Allen to get some, and all the Tillman even, and even the backup guys are getting theirs. Mm-hmm. So can't say enough about this pass rush, and Nick Bonito is the leader of that. So I got to go with him. All right. I think I know who Marc David's going to go with on this one, but I'll just I'll cue it up. Go ahead, David. Who's your MVP of the special teams?
Dude, just like J.K. Dobbins, man, we're not in this position we're at right now without Jeremy Crawshaw saving us from our offense having just horrible spurts. 3 and out. He has consistently, outside of the shank against the Raiders, pinned the opponent deep. This man can hit 70-yard bombs. We got a big booter, Jeremy Crawshaw. Tremendous addition over Riley Dixon. Guys, I must say, I think he's the best punter we've had since, I don't know. Since when? I mean, he's better than Brett Kern, right? I would say he's better than Brett Kern.
When he was with us, yeah. I think Brett
exactly.
Kern turned pretty good when he left, but
yeah,
I think so, man. I think he's the best since Ruin.
I don't feel like there's been a great punter here.
Yeah, which is strange.
That's what I've always been saying is like, how is there not a great punter here?
Yeah,
it's like altitude. Come on.
Who was our punter during Super Bowl 50?
It was
Colquitt.
Colquitt.
I feel like Colquitt was pretty good.
Britton Colquitt,
solid. Yeah.
He wasn't as good as his brother though.
No, Dustin was was goated. They're like the Grammatica brothers, but for punters. What a great family tree to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my brother really missed out on the boat. I'm trying to get my nephews to get on that.
Yeah. Don't got to worry about CTE and can make millions.
Just kick, dude. Look at the contract Les just got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. After
Yeah.
they open presents on Christmas, they can just go out in the backyard and punt it around a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, they will.
That's a Naked Gun reference, by the way.
Oh.
It wasn't punt. It was like I like to go out in the backyard with my uncle and throw it around a while. But it was never mind.
Gotcha. It works still. You
It
just
still
change
worked.
the-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mark. Who's your special teams MVP?
Well, we just talked about it, man. My guy, Will Lutz. I wanted to pick somebody else.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an honorable mention, which maybe we'll get to if you don't choose him. But I think he's earned the contract. It's such a he's been really, really, really good this year. I mean,
Yes.
really just one miss, and it was in the Indianapolis game, which obviously was extremely unfortunate, but also just like crazy weird luck. You know, it's not like he just missed it. The thing's going dead middle, and then out of nowhere, it curves to the left. That was pretty crazy. But in general, he's been awesome. He's really been hitting the big kicks. And we should be grateful for lots of things, and having a really good kicker is one of them, man, because you look around the league. I mean, the Niners playing right now, they've had like 5 kickers to injury and bad play. And the Rams, as good as they've been, their kicking situation was a mess most of the season. I can go on and on. So it's just so nice to have somebody that you could depend on. So Willie Big Nuts Lutz is my special teams MVP.
Yeah. Big bank account Lutz after this week too. Got a nice little 3-year extension. Glad to see that. I mean,
We get the terms on that yet?
No, I was just looking it up, but dude, he's made $29 million in his career already. By the
that's
way,
not bad.
that's
insane.
without the contract. So he
You know
makes
what's
almost
sad?
$30 million.
You know what's crazy about that is like he's been a kicker for a really long time. He's been a very good kicker for a really long time. He's made $29 million, which you think is an insane number for a kicker, whatever. But then if like there's quarterbacks like who's the quarterback that was drafted by the Jags who like had 1 year we almost beat the Patriots but then didn't?
Bortles.
Like Bortles.
Bortles, dude, made like 60 something and never was good.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know. But
Yeah,
it's
but I
for-
mean,
30 for a kicker.
ask Will Lutz how his body's feeling when he's 50,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. It's just nice, man. It's a
Yeah.
hell of a job.
I just love the fact that I mean we've had some pretty darn good kickers for the Broncos in my lifetime. I mean Elam was Mr. Automatic, and then you had people like Matt Prater, McManus for a long time was very good, and to have Will Lutz, but I've never seen a situation where the coach and the quarterback and the kicker are like yelling at each other before big
Homies.
kicks. It's like
Yeah.
insane to me. I still laugh every time I see it. I went back and rewatched the last part of the Chiefs game and Sean just looking over at him like, yeah, like he already won before the kick was just like, I don't know what's going on with these two.
I think like Will has to like really enjoy that, and maybe he likes it a lot because that's kind of a new thing.
Oh yeah. It's like Sean's like his hype man. And I've never seen most coaches and quarterbacks, they look at the kicker like a necessary evil almost of like, just be like, oh, I did all this game planning all this weekend. It's going to come down to just you making this kick. But like Sean loves it. He like loves pumping him up. And that's so cool, I think. Yeah. I mean, special teams, I'll go with like
Fabroni.
for Brown.
In honor of
Just nails.
Kodiak, who isn't here tonight,
That's
by the way.
true. Yeah, Kodiak.
That would definitely be his pick. That's
Yeah.
his pick for the night.
That's a good shout out for Kodiak. I'll go with Marvin just because you saw how big he makes a difference when he's back there returning kicks. That one that in that first quarter that got us the second field goal was huge. And it just takes a lot of pressure off of the offense when you can get 20 yards, 15 yards, 30 yards, whatever. And he's been a Pro Bowler returner before, and he's really solid and he's been very good. So now that he's back, that's a big loss that you don't really think about when he's not in there. But then when you see it, you go, oh shoot, he's not back there. So, but yeah, no, I think it's Will overall but got to throw Mims a little shout out. I didn't preface you with this question, guys. So this is going to be ironic, but What was your biggest surprise? You can come up with any. It could be player, it could be moment, it could be whatever you want. But what's been your biggest surprise in this 10? What are we, 9-2? Yeah, 9-2 part where we are of the season. Do you need a minute?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You want me to
'cause
start?
I feel like I've talked about a lot, but I can't.
Yeah. Let me read this comment while y'all are thinking.
Okay.
Welcome, Jackpot Scratching. He says, "What's up, guys? Diehard Denver fan from Georgia. What's a realistic regular season record?" The diehard fan in me says wants to say 15-2, but I'm thinking 13 or 14-3. I think, all those things are definitely on the table. Maybe only losing another game or two along the way. What do we got? 6 games left?
Yeah.
You can't be 13-3.
14-3.
You can be 14-3 or 13-4. But yeah.
He probably means 14-3 because
Yeah.
he said 15-2.
Well, I picked 14, or I picked 13-4 to start the season. So anything above
You
that, I
did,
think
that's
is
right.
A++.
Yeah, good call on that.
It's funny though. I had us losing to the Commanders coming up.
Well,
It's one of our
that
losses.
was, yeah. I mean, on the road Sunday night against Jaden Daniels and a team that went to the NFC Championship. I get it, but that's weird how things flip.
Yeah, but
I had
Jackpot.
to lose into the Cowboys.
Be sure you subscribe to all of our channels. We're all posting content, throughout the week. So thank you for being here. But
Absolutely,
yeah,
man.
we can get the number 1 seed at 14-3, definitely. But I'll tell you what, I'm not picking against the Broncos in any games for the rest of the season. That's how they're playing, man. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, I like 13-4 too. I think going 4-2 in the final 6 is realistic. So I think that would probably make sense for the rest of the season.
I picked him to go 12-5 for the season, and now I'm probably settling, and I'd be fine with anything above that, honestly. But 13-4 just feels, I don't know. Listening to Aqib Talib and Benny and those kind of guys talk, they don't like streaks going into the playoffs. So I'm not rooting for a loss at all, obviously, but I don't mind if there's a couple games where we kind of need to get our reacclimation,
Yeah.
When you win too many, it's almost like the brakes are going to go against you. Any sort of bad bounce, just like you're due for them.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the year we won 98 Super Bowl, we were undefeated up until the Giants in week 13. And we lost a weird freaking game that nobody would have picked us to lose that game. And then we went out and got smoked by, I think, the Dolphins. And then we played somebody else to finish off the season. And then we saw the Dolphins in the first round in the divisional round or whatever. And we're like, we're going to murder you now, because that one where you guys were all clapping back on that televised game. So I don't mind a loss, but as long as, seeding and all that kind of stuff. I got some more scenarios for you later with the seeding, but yeah.
Cool. Well, Jeremy, I think you need to go because I still haven't thought about the biggest surprise this year.
Okay. I'll give you an example for what I was thinking with this. My biggest surprise, nice surprise, has been Pat Bryant. I think we expected him to kind of come on a little later in the season, but I was thinking about this today. Usually going into a season, I don't really expect very much out of any rookie receiver, especially you throw into Sean Payton offense with all these different checks and all these different things. And he's been so good that I honestly think that I brought in little Jordan Humphrey just to free him up more. So he's just, it's weird to think that Troy Franklin was a 4th round pick and Pat Bryant was a 3rd round pick, because for some reason in your brain, you kind of think, Franklin was a higher pick than that. But Pat Bryant was a higher pick than Franklin, and he's living up to it. And everybody, when I specifically was I thought he was going to be picked later because of all the draft talk and all that stuff, but they saw something in him and they're getting it out of him. And I just think the sky's the limit, and I can't wait to see what he does the rest of the season too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how I feel about that. Yeah. I'm right there with you. I think for me, it wouldn't necessarily be a specific player, but I'm super surprised by just how gritty this team has shown. We were 1-7 in 1-score games last year, and I knew we would be a lot better. I did not think we would be this much better. I mean, it is it is shocking just how unfazed it seems like the team gets, and their ability to turn it on and flip a switch when it's the most important time of the game has been fascinating. I mean, you're talking about historic comeback against the Giants. You're talking about coming back on the road against the Eagles. The list goes on and on. It's been damn impressive. So that's been the biggest pleasant surprise for sure for me.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. You don't have one, it's fine, David.
Fishes makes a really good point because I was actually thinking about like I've been surprised how underutilized or how underwhelming Evan Ingram has been too. So really good one there by T.
Yeah, I guess mine's a little negative. But I have been surprised coming in here still how frantic or how up and down Bo Nix has been this year. But to pleasant surprise, it's awesome now that this early in his career, like I just already feel like you can trust him in the fourth quarter. And that's very rare with young quarterbacks that you already have that sort of feeling about him. So, yeah, although positive spin that, but yeah, I was, I thought Bo Nix could be like a sleeper coming in for like MVP consideration, if the Broncos were at this kind of record.
Yeah.
That's not the case at all. But it has been great to see how money he has been in the fourth quarters. That's been awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And the thing is, it's like there's certain kind of quarterbacks that will put up numbers, and then when it gets to absolute crunch time, you're like, I don't trust this guy at all. Like think of like Sam Darnold, think of Daniel Jones yesterday. Like there's just certain guys that I'm like, that dude does not want to be there right now. He doesn't. I could see it in his whole body. And Bo, it's just like, give me the moment, give me the rock and I'll make it happen. And that's just a totally different thing that you can't quantify in the draft or any of that stuff. That is either in you or it's not something learned. And that's what separates the really good ones. So yeah, no, I get it, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh, and I got to piggyback on this one, dude. I guess a surprise, even though I had the Broncos winning the division, dude. It's how bad the Chiefs look this year, man. I mean, they're still a good team. They beat the Colts. But, man, that's a pleasant surprise that I think Mahomes definitely looks human. And I think this is a conversation people don't want to have. I think he might be regressing. People don't want to – they don't want to talk about that, man. He also had a super elite defense during this run as well. That also helped Chiefs Kingdom. So, yeah, but I would say, man, yeah, if we're going to drop a game, it would probably be KC or, I don't know. Really, the Chiefs game is the most difficult one I feel like we got left, and probably the Chargers, dude, because we just can never beat the Chargers, something like that. So
we owe them one, though. I think we'll get up for that game for some reason. I think they're sick of that whole narrative, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But it's at home. I think low key, like Vance kind of showed the blueprint to beat the Chiefs and that we're not scared of the Chiefs last year. And I think going into this year, remember they had all those really tight games that they ended up winning and all that stuff. I think people just didn't look at them the same. I think people picked against them to start the season. And, when you don't have every break going your way and the teams don't make mistakes for you and they make you have to beat them, then this is what you see. Like that's a different world. I mean, I respect the Chiefs and I respect New England for what they did all those years, but so many times the other team would beat themselves because they outsmarted themselves because they just had this block of like, oh, we got to do this extra stuff to beat them. And you didn't. You just needed to play good, sound, smart football, tough football to win. And they just would always blow it themselves. And I think that people got out of their own way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's similar to the Brady Patriot years and Belichick. Jackpot scratching had a good point. Says even Tom Brady went through a 9-year slump. I mean, you feel like these kinds of things with maybe the Chiefs taking a backseat or having a little stretch of not being as dominant is natural. I mean, it happens to everybody. The fact that it's gone as long as it has is pretty crazy. But again, it's like I would never bet against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in the playoffs, and many times they would lose, but it's hard to bet against them, man. And I mean, dude, you got to think about how much more football they've played than everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
And additionally, I think when they just getting embarrassed in the Super Bowl the way that they did,
Yep.
really, I think took that fear away from the rest of the league too. But they still got Mahomes, they still got Andy Reid, so there's still a threat, man, always.
Yeah. And I mean, that Super Bowl hangover loss, whoever loses the Super Bowl, the hangover afterwards is a real thing. Every single year, it does that. And you think, oh, well, this is a great team. They're going to be fine. And I don't know how many year after year, it's like the team just doesn't, it takes them another couple of years to get back for some reason. It's not like they're right back in it. So that was real. Okay. Favorite game of this season so far? We'll start with Mark.
After thinking about this for a while, basically since the show started, because we just got these right before it started, I really think my favorite game was beating the Chiefs last week, man.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
Something about it was just so satisfying to really finally, because like I look at it like the first year with Sean, with Russ, we beat the Chiefs. It was an ugly game, and the whole entire Chiefs team had like, it was on a short week, and they were all like had the flu or something. They didn't even seem like themselves. And then last year, we had them in Arrowhead, and then they ended up blocking the kick. And then when we beat them in week 18, obviously they had all their JV team in. So it actually finally felt like, man, we played a complete game, and we just flat out beat them. Mm-hmm. So I think that was my favorite, just because of like the relief ultimately afterwards was probably my favorite game.
Yeah, that's a hard. I mean, that was the most satisfying one for me for sure. David?
I guess I'll judge this based off of like the amount of cope between like the fan bases. So, I mean, the Chiefs got to be up there, okay? Because the only thing that they're able to say is, well, congratulations on winning your Super Bowl this year. Yeah. And it's like, okay, sure. If that's the best you got, yeah, it feels great to beat a team that won 16 straight against us. Absolutely. Yeah, it feels good. Also, hilarious to hear Chiefs fans talking about how this is the most talented roster they've had in the Mahomes era. That is hilarious, because that's not even true at all. So they have no idea how to cope with the fact that the Broncos from, 1 to 53 are just a much better and more talented team than what the Chiefs are, due to a lot of different reasons. One being we got a rookie quarterback, or rookie contract quarterback. So the fallout from the victory last week was awesome. It was very sweet. The Giants game, that was also very satisfying because of how much trash talk there was between the fan bases. Love that. And that was hilarious. I mean, again, I thought we were toast in the fourth quarter, and we came back 33 points. What was it we scored in the fourth quarter? The Giants fans just imploded, dude. But it was more like a heartbreak rather than an anger. But I gotta say, my favorite victory this year is beating Philly, dude. Philly was awesome, man. These guys did not know how to take it, man. Philly imploded, and that's how it is after any loss that they have. I'm sure they're going berserk, blowing a 21-point lead to the Cowboys last night, man. Crazy. But there was just something about Philadelphia just not being able to comprehend Bo Nix doing what he did, and this team doing what they did against Philly, the champions, undefeated at the time, on the road in their house. Man, that was a sweet comeback.
Yeah, signature win. That was one that I think started this whole run for us, because it's like, if you could go into Philly and beat them in the fourth quarter the way we did, it's like, why can't you beat anybody, right? They're the champs. And so that one for sure. But you picked both of them, but like, after sitting back, just the amazement of the fact that we won, I'll go with the Giants game, just because that was the most. I've seen a lot of football in my life, and that one will go down in the record books in my mind of like, we had zero chance to win that game. Well, obviously not zero, but we had as close to zero as you could possibly get. The Philly game, I was like, if we score, stop them, score, we're back in it. You know what I mean? But like, the Giants game, I was, after they got that tipped touchdown, to the
I
tight
was
end.
done, dude.
I was like, we lost. 100% we lost. I didn't turn it off. I didn't do that, but
I did.
I had resigned myself. Yeah, that's right. You did. I resigned myself to the fact that it was over. And the fact that we came back and did that was just the looks on their faces was just so awesome. And I was giddy that whole week after that because I was like, I can't believe that happened. That was unbelievable.
Mhm.
All right, my last question. Your favorite overall moment of the year so far?
Favorite overall moment from the year. I gotta think about that one for a little bit.
Yeah, I
Mark?
don't. I mean, dude, it's so crazy how like now I view every game like so week to week. I feel like I've like
Yeah, I know.
trained my mind to think like that. It's like until I get a chance to really like look back and see everything and like rewatch all the games like I usually do in the off season, I almost like forget about a lot of different things.
Let
I
me
will
break
say that like when Sean Payton looked at Will Lutz and he just told him right through, something
Yes.
about that was like the cool. I was like, hell yes, Sean. I was like, you better make it. But that was like a really fun, like, firing up moment for me. But
Yeah.
I mean, man, there's been so many good moments in a 9-2 season. So maybe if I think of something else, I'll pop in. But what do you got, Jeremy or David, if you go into?
Mine. Just it'll harken back. I know Gregory's killing it. Mine was the look on your guys' face after you picked the Broncos to lose, and then have to show up on the podcast. Hey, that's not me, Greg. I
Dude,
picked
that's
them to win,
so
brother.
much easier to do than the opposite.
Yeah,
It's so
true.
much easier than when you're like, we're gonna beat him. I'm not even worried about him, and then you got to show your ass up the next day.
Yeah.
Be like, well, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Gregory
yeah.
Miller's the GOAT, bro.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked him to win, but my favorite was just watching the looks. Two things, and it was last week. The freaking whining to the refs after you got sacked on third down when Jaquan McMillan sacked you, and he's crying for a flag that didn't come. Ugh, that was
Yeah.
chef's kiss. He was like, he hit me in the
Yeah.
head. Like,
Yeah.
get the out of here. And then Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes looks on their face like someone's like stole their bike as they had to walk off the field. If you juxtapose that from last year when he's like running around with like airplane things after they blocked the kick to watching him just like have to sad like shrug, that was just my favorite moment. I just love seeing that because it was like they had to have that game and they still couldn't do it. That's what was so sweet about it. And there was nothing they could complain about with officials or anything else. It was just like, you got soundly beaten and you got to walk your ass home.
Hey, I know it was an ugly game, but I thoroughly enjoyed that Raiders game on Thursday night. Like, probably for the wrong reasons, but one of my favorite moments of this season definitely has to be JL Skinner not getting a hand on a punt, dude. That guy blocked a punt with his face.
That's right.
Like, that never happens. He straight up blocked a punt with his face. He got so close to that thing. So that was pretty rare. I love to see it. I don't even think he had to go into the tent for concussion protocol. I was pretty surprised about that because, dude, if one of those NFL punts hits me in the face, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up. He got up right after that. So I love that moment, and that was the moment that really won us the game against Vegas, and and I love, dude. And now in retrospect, Sean Payton, telling his guys, Chase Daniel, Colin Cowherd, man, go ahead and shit on my quarterback. Come on now, we got one more game. We're exhausted. Start crapping on the quarterback so that everybody locks in for KC.
You know what that JL Skinner moment reminded me of? Remember those Jackass movies? And they set that one dude up in front of the kicker, and he just straight up kicked it straight into his face without a mat. I was like, that's the closest thing I can think of what that must have been like. But you got a helmet on and you got the rush of the football game. I'm sure he's fine, and I'm sure he was happy that he's like, oh crap, I just blocked the crap out of this. But yeah, that was a great moment. Frank Crum getting that block was pretty sweet too. I
Oh,
love that
yeah.
moment.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
about that? And I can't remember the last time we blocked a punt, man.
And a backup tackle doing it is insane too. So yeah, I love that. Mark, what do
Yeah.
you think?
One thing that stood out to me, man, this always made me laugh, and I just thought about it. It makes me laugh because I feel like it happened almost every game, at least for a stretch, when we were like playing like shit and then we'd win at the end. Was David in the Discord? And by the way, check out the Discord, man. Come join us if you guys want us. Awesome. I think
Link.
links in
Yeah. In the
everybody's,
description.
but it would be like second quarter of the game, and you just get the capital, all caps. We suck from David, right? And then after the game's over, he's like, "We're winning the Super Bowl." I'm like, "Yes, dude." That is like the epitome of how everybody in Broncos country thinks. Because I remember,
Yeah.
man, like I remember sitting there for the Giants game, and I'm going through my head. I'm like, "Dude, we're about to be like, we're about to be like, what were we like 6-2 at the time or 5-2?" And I'm like, "We're about to be
Mm,
6-3, and then we got a tough game. We're probably going to lose against a high-powered offense. We're going to be, 6-4, and then who the hell knows?" And then all of a sudden, we win both games. And it's like that was a constant for me all season. Watching the Raiders game, you're sitting there like you're 7-2, but oh my God, if we lose this, we're 7-3, and then we're going to lose to the Chiefs, so we're going to be 7-4, and then none of that happens. But it was just like the epitome. It's the best every year. Like, we suck, and then we're going to win the Super Bowl, and I just died laughing every single time.
dude. Well, remember before the Discord, we used to like text each other during Big May. We were in the group chat. And I remember just being like, I hate this team. I think they're so stupid. How could you guys how could you blow this? And then we'd win somehow and be like, yeah, we're all good. It's all
Yeah.
fine.
You
But
just
in the
forget.
moment, I
It's
was like, I
yeah,
hate them all.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So funny.
So good.
All right. Cool. Well,
Those are great awards, Jeremy, man.
it's just nice to kind of reflect on some of the moments that you kind of forget about. I should have texted you guys earlier to give you a more chance to think about it, but I was just trying to think of the season as a whole, and I was like, man, there's been some pretty epic things that have happened this season.
It's been an awesome season. Gotta cherish it. Hopefully there's more to come, but man, this is a special season we got. And we're 9-2, still not playing our best football. There's still better football to be played from this team. And
Yep.
Mark, you had some great questions, some great topics to talk about in terms of now looking forward past the bye week with this team. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I think there's obviously a lot of things that this team can still clean up, especially if they want to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Things that I feel like you can't, like you can't win the whole thing with these particular habits pulling up. And I think the first thing for me, man, is the penalties, especially the pre-snap ones. Like, you just cannot keep shooting yourself in the foot with all these stupid penalties. Sure, you might have some where you feel like the refs are against you. You might feel like they're making bad calls, but at the end of the day, like, you've got to make it as hard for them as possible, and at least control the ones that you can, especially those pre-snap ones. Those ones kill me. So that's the big thing. There's obviously a couple others, but I wanted to get you guys' thoughts if you had anything in particular that you felt like you want to see, whether it be, what this team needs to fix, or maybe some guys that we need to bring in.
Yeah. I'll piggyback on my video that I know is just getting absolutely blown up. I know it wasn't going to be a popular opinion, but after we lost out to Dameon Pierce to the freaking Kansas City Chiefs, also terrible career move on his part. Why? Dude, we're the team that's going to win the division. Why are you signing with the Chiefs? I don't like that. Dude, we need a running back here that can pass protect and get short yardage conversions. I don't trust Jaleel and RJ to do that consistently. They're also not the type of backs that you would think will do that consistently. Biggest change, I mean, we're without JK for this stretch. So, yeah, Gus Edwards, that would be great. There's some other backs out there. But today I brought up, hey, knock the dust off of Zeke Elliott, man. Bring him out here. He's got over 2,100 rushes. And again, I know, guys, this ain't sexy. We're talking about week 13 and beyond right now. So you need somebody that you can plug and play, and Sean Payton can trust them to execute a pass block, or can trust them to get 2 yards on a 3rd and 1.
Mhm.
I think Zeke can do that, man, especially the pass pro part. Bo Nix, the reason Luke Wattenberg is playing right now is because he helps protect Bo Nix better than Forsyth, even though Forsyth might be better in the run. If we got Bidet go down, dude, we're screwed. We're screwed. Maybe Prentice is that guy. I guess maybe he's better than Zeke Elliott at this point. But I wouldn't mind signing him to the practice. Get another bruiser back on this practice squad. Doesn't even have to be the 53. And I'll be happy. What do you guys think, man? If Zeke signs with us tomorrow, are you guys memeing us or are you all for it?
I'd
all
probably
for-
meme us. Go ahead, though, Jeremy.
I'm all for anybody signing, but at the same time, it's like if you heard the press conference that Sean had today, he's very aware and very like guarded about changing any sort of chemistry in the locker room. He does not, even when it came to approaching certain players with contract extensions during the bye week, he was like, I don't want to like have him thinking about the wrong things or ruffle anything or do any of that stuff. So you always have to be aware of, from where we're sitting, it's like, just get more talent, get this, that we see a weakness, let's fill it. But he's looking at it like, I trust maybe Prentice or I trust Bidet or whatever it is, whatever the scenario is. So, why wouldn't you want to come here if you're like a free agent? But at the same time, like it has to be the right type of guy. We've talked about this before. It can't just be anybody who's coming in and going to change like the mentality. Like team is really, really tight, really, really close. And you can't lose that under any circumstances.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. So maybe Adam Prentice is going to be that guy.
I think you make a great point. I think it's very important to Sean. Clearly, I think that's why maybe Blake Watson makes sense, man.
Oh, dude, I love
here.
Blake Watson back here, bro. I keep forgetting about him.
He doesn't really fit like the mold of like I think the type of back we all want. Like it was just like a different body in terms of like maybe more of a physical runner. But he's the only thing that makes sense. I was really upset about the Dameon Pierce. I really thought he was going to want to choose to come here. And a lot of people are saying we could just sign him off their practice squad to the 53. To be honest, dude, like if you chose to go to Kansas City over here, I don't really want you on the team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're a dumbass. I don't want you over here.
And maybe it's just like my ego, and I'm sure executives probably don't really think about it to that extent because, again, when I did a deep dive on Dameon Pierce, everything shows that he's a super, super great like locker room guy, good character dude. But yeah, it's like you chose to go to the Chiefs. It's all right. Like, how about we just whoop your ass on Christmas, and then we steal him off the practice squad. That would be cool. Like the straight up Grinch style. But yeah, the run, I mean, that leads me to my second point. Like the run game is by far the most, like the biggest thing that I'm concerned about. A lot of people are concerned about Bo Nix and the offense as a whole. And I get that. I mean, it's valid, but dude, if we cannot have an at least average running game, it's going to be really tough in the playoffs because that is one thing people always talk about the 2015 run and we had a dominant defense and not a good offense. We could still run the ball pretty decently.
Dude, we had a great duo.
Yeah, we had a good duo in Hillman and C.J. Anderson too, but we had a commitment to it, and that's the thing. It's like I feel like, man, I really feel like Harvey could be a very, very good back, and Jaleel could be a good guy to spell him, but I don't think Sean Payton is gonna be that committed to actually doing it. And starting with this Commanders game, this is the one where I feel like we certainly can get a good litmus test of where are we at as a running team because they're pretty bad against the run. Hopefully we have a nice little lead, at the end of the game. It hasn't really been our mantra this year, but if we have a little bit of lead and we need to kill some clock, you'll be able to really see, okay, what's this run game made out of? So we'll see.
Even though the average against the Chiefs wasn't great, I thought there was some really good runs from Harvey, especially like last drive. They called Palcho on some absolute bull crap hold, which he didn't do because he might have tried to do it, but like he literally couldn't even grab hold of the guy because he was so out of position. But Harvey would have got that first down easily. He got another first down on that last drive. I thought he ran harder than like people give him credit for too. So you're right. These next two games should be games that you can really let's get it going with the run and maybe start that process of like trusting these guys more and, not taking a little pressure off of Bo and the passing offense. So I think next 2 weeks will be a big.
Let's say you find yourself going to, and this is obviously a big hypothetical, and I hate thinking this far ahead, but like, let's say you're going to Foxborough for the AFC Championship game, right? And it's freezing cold or it's snowing like crazy, and you're not going to be able to pass the ball. Well, unless our run game shows something, it's a really, really big disadvantage for us. So I just think it's massively important that we get.
Has Harvey? We need to see what he can do with like 15 carries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's what Sean Payton needs to do. Give him 15 carries this next week.
No, absolutely. I like to see 20 plus touches in total, but yeah, like 15, 16 rushing attempts would be great because he seems like one of those backs too that like will, get 2, get 3, 2 yards and then boom, explode. He showed that a little bit, so far in the limited carries that he's gotten.
So he had a season high of 14 against the Bengals. That went for 58. He had 6 for 70 week 1 against, Tennessee. And then last week was the third highest with 11 carries. So he's getting there. But, dude, this last stretch of the season, it's probably going to go with how the run game goes.
Yeah. And a couple of people made good points that the Chiefs' run defense is very good. And, okay, everybody wants to, like, flip out against the Raiders Thursday night game, but like again, you just can't judge anything off of that game. Like it's a Thursday night weird game. I just don't like it's just that game's just forget about it. And then the game before that was Houston, which is like if you just look at what their defense did on Sunday, it's like that team is 100% legit. And like I said, it's not exactly easy to go to Houston and beat them, and we did that. Alexander W. Downs, he was saying how I'm always saying, Bo Nix slander is nuts. I'm a Birds fan. I recognize a guy who won't lose you games and consistently shows up in the fourth. Yeah, you got to see that firsthand, brother.
Yeah, kind of like your guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eagles got a guy like that too.
Yeah. It's like winners. People, it's like, do you want to win games or do you want to have stats or whatever? It's like, would you rather have Jalen Hurts or would you rather have Sam Darnold put up a lot of numbers? Would you rather have, Daniel Jones this year? Or would you rather have Bo Nix? Like, I'm sorry, but there's a certain person I trust, and it's not the flashy numbers people. So, it'd be nice to have Bull. Let's not get it twisted. But
why is nobody talking about, Daniel Jones and how bad that offense was in the red zone against the Chiefs, man?
He didn't have one pass attempt yesterday over 20 yards.
Was that?
He didn't have one pass attempt over 20 yards last game,
yeah.
dude.
No, it was crazy. And like, dude, they were so bad in the red zone, and he missed like a wide open Josh Downs.
Yeah.
Like I was pissed because I was rooting for the Colts.
Oh, 100%. Me too.
And I was just like, man, this guy, they just couldn't punch it in. And it's like it's the smallest things, man. But people will always nitpick. Like people, it seems like they're always on Bo, like Bo missing the deep throws. And like, dude, if you paid attention to how many deep throws Mahomes misses.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Mahomes
like he's got to lead the NFL in most missed deep throws. But obviously winning, all the Super Bowls that he does changes that. But there's so many guys that just constantly, that are not, you're not going to hit everything. It's not realistic. And it's all about the plays that you make, and it's about the plays you make in the biggest moments. So,
yeah. Yep.
I'm right there.
Yeah, because Jones is a comeback darling and Nix was a season starter. It's a BS double standard. It is. And here's how I always look at it, because I played basketball my entire life. There's certain people that want the ball with the last shot. You're down 1 with 9 seconds left. Who wants the ball? Certain guys are like, they're hiding in the corner. Please don't pass it to me. And then there's other guys who are like, I don't care if there's 2 guys on me. Give me the ball. I will figure out the way to make this. And some people shrink. You can tell in the body language when I'm rooting for the Colts watching that game. I'm like, Daniel Jones, the coach, the running backs, like there was so many little things. He didn't want to call anything that he almost threw a pick, like really bad pick. I was just like, that's just not like winning energy at all. I didn't like it at all. And it's exactly what I thought about the Colts going into it.
Mm-hmm. And dude, and the thing about it, man, we've shown that we can win games in multiple ways, right? Like when the offense needs to throw the football, we've shown that we can win. When we need to run the ball and be effective, we've shown that we can win. That is one thing. I don't want to make this into like a shitting on the Colts podcast, but
no,
that's one thing that the Colts have not proven that they can do. If Jonathan Taylor is not effective as he has been all year, and the Chiefs did like 3.6 yards a carry, the Colts are not as good. I mean, I feel like all three of their losses are when Jonathan Taylor had a pretty bad game. I guess I don't know that, but I think it's pretty safe to assume it. I can double check it, but yeah, I mean, we've had games where we've had essentially no run game and still been able to pull it up. So
And
it is what it is.
if you look at the way that the Chiefs like played that last quarter, they were like, get him, make Daniel Jones beat us, stack the box, and then when it comes to third down, we're just going to put pressure on him, and he couldn't do it. And the thing that Bo has gotten so much better at this season from last season is, I dare you to blitz him. He knows where he's going to go with the football. I mean, against the Chiefs, the play that won the game, that 2nd and 8, he literally is telling Franklin before it, you're going to get this, watch for this, I'm throwing it here. And that's why the chemistry was right there to have that ball there. And that's just winning football. Like, that's how you win football games, because you're ready for it. You're ready for the moment. And other people, it's like, oh, please, hopefully you're not hoping. Hope is not a plan, you know? So, but the Colts are very good. They beat us on some very weird situations, but yeah, it's the running game or bust for them, I think.
I think so too, man. That's a good topic, Mark.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, man. You guys had great takes and things I didn't even think about. So appreciate y'all.
The one I do have some quick scenarios that you kind of set up. So can I jump in to undo those real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I know we don't like to look ahead, but it's fun just to kind of like, before the season, we kind of were like, we think this is going to happen. And then it doesn't, obviously. And then, so now it's a bye week. We have a little chance to look ahead of what might happen. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple different scenarios just to see. I think it'll be interesting based off of like records, but also like how we feel about them as Bronco fans. I want you to rank your matchups, your potential playoff matchups, as like how nervous you would be to play this team. And I want you to like, one is the team I would want the least. And from there, okay?
It's gonna be
so
good.
There's 3 teams that we would probably play at home right now. Rank these 1 through 3. Texans, Chargers, or Jags. How would you rank those as far as like nervousness or just like expectations of those 3 games? Those 3 teams.
What are the teams again? Texans, Chargers,
Texans,
Jags?
Chargers, Jags. And we're playing at Mile High.
For me, it's that order, dude. Texans are a darn good team. Chargers, we just always get Harbaugh'd, man. Sean Payton always turns into like the lesser coach out of the two when we play each other, dude. It's hella annoying. I don't care how banged up they are. The Jags, dude, I freaking hate the Jags team, dude. This team sucks. It's amazing that they got that victory in Arizona, dude. That team is so bad. So I would be thrilled to play the Jaguars.
Yeah.
And we're about to play them here.
I'm so tempted to like talk all that shit about the Jags, but man, watch them come in and beat us in one of those games.
Yeah.
In the regular season. I agree 100%. I think it's Texans number 1. That defense is dominant. It's hard to beat a team twice as well. Like the fact that we already beat them, it'd be hard to beat them again. The Chargers, although they've gotten the best of us, their playoff reputation is a real thing. But also, dude, now with all the injuries they have, like especially to their tackles, I feel like our defense would just absolutely unleash on them. And then yeah, the Jags. I mean, dude, the Jags have been it's been such an inflated year for them because they were like it was like unsustainable how positive they were in the turnover department, especially early. And they just couldn't really sustain that. And since that's cooled off, they've just barely been winning games, man. Like
except against the Chargers. They just smashed the Chargers.
You know, that one was wildly shocking. I didn't even like watch the game. I just followed it. I don't know what the hell happened, but I mean, yeah, like that's the thing about them is they've had their moments of looking really good, even when they beat the Chiefs, earlier in the season. I mean, they looked pretty solid, but then they've had games that they've just looked awful.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the exact same thing that people keep expecting the Broncos to do. Like, we'll barely beat the Raiders, and they're like, you guys suck or whatever. And then it's like the Chargers will go out and get absolutely curb stomped, and then it's like crickets. Nobody says anything.
Dude, yeah, Colin Coward's never talking about the Chargers, dude, if they don't win, dude. It's so annoying.
I don't think anybody really talks about the Chargers though. I mean, they don't get
Which
attention.
is weird.
They don't really get
being in
clicks.
LA.
Dude, they don't
They're
got
in LA,
fans,
but they're
that's
still
why.
San Diego, dude. Like
I mean,
every
dude,
single home game they play, whoever they're playing there, that's who's in the stadium.
dude,
every time.
Which is
if
weird,
you live
though.
in LA and you're not a Rams fan, if you're not a Niners fan, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude?
Yeah. But it's weird that they have like a premier like head coach, or at least a very like, popular one, and a premier like quarterback. And it's like nobody cares. It's just I just find that interesting.
They just
and,
don't have a big following, kind of.
And like
I mean, it sucks for
everybody
them. It's
loves their
funny, but-
jerseys, but it just doesn't translate.
Yeah, I still think most overrated jersey in the NFL. I mean, they're nice, but they're not as
fine.
nice as everybody says that they are.
You know what looks better? Winning. that's what makes your jersey look nice.
Yeah, like the Rams jerseys are fucking hideous, but no one cares
No.
because they're just, I mean, they're balling every week. So,
Dude, you hate their jerseys?
oh, they're awful. Oh God,
Oh.
the bone color with like the neon, like
Okay, yes, I'm not a
glue-looking
fan of the
numbers
bone.
is so
Yes.
bad, dude. They looked so much better when it was gold and navy blue, just like a cleaner look. Like the yellow. I hate the Rams jerseys, dude.
Did you like their
them.
black jerseys they wore?
They were a lot better. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were a lot cleaner. I
How did
thought,
you feel about the Rams jersey like greatest show on turf days?
No, I like those. I mean, they're
Okay.
nicer. They
Yeah.
weren't like still one of my favorites, but they're a lot nicer than these. Like everyone was hyping them up. They're like, what do they call it? Like a bone white.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at them like, those are going to be cool for like 2 games, and then they're going to be hideously ugly.
What about
and
the
that's kind
Eric
of what-
Dickerson days Rams jersey? With the
No.
yellow.
Yeah. See, like I don't like the yellow.
Oh,
Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
I like those. Okay.
Interesting. All right. Now, that was like the appetizer.
They look like CSU Rams, David. You like them?
The CSU colors are way better though.
They are.
Yeah,
much better.
I
I'm
guess
surprised you
so.
said that.
Yeah, I guess CSU's uniforms look better than the LA Rams. I'll give you that one. I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that was like those are the 3 teams that I'm kind of like, yeah, a lot of people in the comments were like, who cares about these teams? And I agree. Here's the real question. I want you to rank now these 4 playoff scenarios. Okay. You got, and there's a caveat. 2 of these teams you're going to have to play on the road, and 2 of these teams you're going to have to play at home. That's how you're going to have to rank these as far as how scared you are. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
You got Indy on the road, New England on the road, Chiefs at home, Ravens at home. Give me your ranking on those.
Number 1, Chiefs. Number 2, Ravens. Number 3, Colts. Number 4, Colts. Number 4, Pats. Is that
Okay.
disrespectful? Probably is.
To
Actually,
who?
no. I'd rather. Okay, sorry. Chiefs 1, Ravens 2,
Pats 3.
Colts 3,
Oh,
Pats
Colts 3.
4.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
you said.
Just, I'm getting this confused. I would rather play the Colts than the Pats. So Colts 3 and Pats 4. Reason because, just because of the weather. That's probably like what like playing in a dome with makes me feel a little bit better than playing in a cold ass windy game if we can't run the ball. So yeah,
Okay.
ironically, the home games scare me more.
Which is
Yeah.
that's the whole point of this, and the bad records compared to the other 2.
Yeah, I'll go Chiefs Ravens. Those are the ones I don't want to see the most. Dude, I don't care about the Colts on the road. So I'll rank that game last. Like, I think we can beat them. Daniel Jones, not buying. New England, I'll put them at number 3. They're not as battle tested as we are, but they are very well coached and tremendously talented. Imagine how that's changed in just a year for them. They've done a
Yep.
good job.
I agree. I'm exactly the same where you guys are. Like, maybe I might go Ravens 1, Chiefs 2, maybe, but it's darn. I mean, it is like pick your poison. Either one of those is 1, 2, and then 3 would be New England for me. 4th would be the Colts. I don't fear the Colts at all. But isn't that weird that those are the 2 teams that are like fighting with us to get the first seed, and we have like no. It's just a weird mental thing because it's like the Ravens and the Chiefs have struggled this year,
Mhm.
and we get to play them at home, but it's like we don't want any part of that because
Yeah.
the history of it.
I mean, it's a weird year, dude. Like, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're sleeping on this team, or you're sleeping on that," and like, we really might be, but like, just like you said, Ravens, Chiefs, they have a history of success and being really good. And now, let's say the Colts end up winning, or the Patriots end up winning. That'll be the start of it. But I remember the days when no one took the Chiefs seriously in the playoffs, dude. Every year we're like, dude, Chiefs are September darlings. They're garbage when it comes to the playoffs. And then they had to prove that narrative to be wrong. And so I just think we're kind of in that transitional phase. And same for Denver. I mean, don't get it twisted. I wouldn't expect a lot of fan bases to be like super terrified of us, rather than, they'd probably be more scared of playing the Ravens or the Chiefs too. But still, like, it's got to start somewhere. But it's also understandable why, people are feeling the way that they're feeling. Like, not a lot of people might be taking the Seahawks really seriously in the NFC, but maybe they should. Maybe they're going to end up being frauds. So that's why it's played. But yeah, I completely agree.
But it's also weird that it's like we have a humongous advantage having home games, especially with our defense. The kind of the feeling, especially with like the vets or the old heads of like Akib and Chris Harris and those kind of guys are like, oh, if we're playing anybody at home, they got to come in here with our defense. Forget about it. It's just interesting that's like I would still rather go to Indy than have one of those other.
I kind of like how this team plays on the road, man. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. But T Fishes makes a really good point. I didn't think about this, but he said, bro, you ain't beating the Colts at home with that lady standing there on the sideline. yeah, I totally forgot about her. It's the new owner.
Yeah,
she has.
I read into her, man. I like that chick. She seems legit. She's cool. Like, it's an interesting approach she's taking.
I know, but it's like there is something to that. I think they had a little more juice with her on the sideline.
Yeah, everybody is on their best behavior.
Damn, are we allowed? Yeah. Is it Vic Chin? Is it Vichin? I don't know how you.
Dude, I call him Vic. I just call him Vic.
Okay,
yeah,
Vic makes an interesting, like, we can't wear the throwbacks at home during the playoffs, but gosh dang, if we could, you're right.
I don't know, but you really want to, dude? Are you not scarred by like all the playoff games and Super Bowl losses we had in those jerseys?
A little bit, but like, I feel like we've taken over that like vibe. Like that was like the old stuff. And we're not going to be able to wear like the blue, the Nike ones that they had when we won the Super Bowls with Elway.
Yeah, so I'd rather wear white just the whole time.
Okay.
I have a weird, that is one weird superstition I got, is like, I remember bad losses and certain looks to them. And the orange, man, the old school orange ones in big games scar me. But
nah, dude, this team can lift the curse.
I hope so.
Can lift the curse.
It's not really a curse, obviously. Like, it's really not going to have charge of the outcome. But for me, it's just like a perspective thing. Like,
I mean, we did go to the Super Bowl. You just don't want to be in the Super Bowl with those jerseys. We did go to the Super Bowl in those
jerseys. We need
to
win one with the orange so that we can stop talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, please. That would be so. I would actually probably start to like them again. All the worst losses that we've had in Broncos history, man, are in those damn orange. Like,
dude, I'll tell you what, though. I think I want us to go back to the D logo.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants that.
I feel like we wouldn't appreciate them as much as we do, though.
Probably not.
Because they're so special now, man. And like the fact that we only wear them a few times a year makes it really special. Whereas if you wore it all the time, maybe it would like take away the luster. But they are, without a doubt, like one of the best looking uniforms, bro. They're phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a white version of them. I'd like to see a road.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
The road uni would be
the
cool
road too. Throwbacks would be
with like maybe with some blue pants though. Switch it up a little bit.
I like it.
I think that's cool. But yeah, dude, if we get the number 1 seed, dude, I do think we go to the Super Bowl.
It's going to be hard to beat our defense in Denver. I will say that. I'm not going to
advantage.
Huge. I mean,
you have to play one less game. You win one game, you're in the championship game, dude. Like, it's crazy.
I just think of that 2015 team. It's just like coming into Denver with the altitude in the cold, playing our defense. It's just like, oof. Yeah. Man, that's going to be ugly. We're going to be amped. So, yeah, I agree. Okay, last quick question, and then good point. Okay, I had the feeling that the rankings were going to go the way they did, as far as Chiefs Ravens over
Yeah. Oh,
the
sorry.
2 seeds. Now we got to slide the Bills into that ranking somewhere on the road. I guess it wouldn't be on the road; it would be at home. How would that stack up? If we had to play the Bills, where would you put them? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? If you already have the other rankings.
I put the Bills behind the Chiefs, and I guess behind the Chiefs.
And you had the
I do it
Chiefs
behind the
1?
Ravens, I think. I think I'd rather play the Bills than the Ravens.
It's like, which defense is worse, the Bills defense or the Ravens defense?
Oh, the Bills, I think, dude.
You think
I think
so?
The Ravens always start to figure it out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And dude, I think Josh Allen is better than Lamar Jackson. People can debate me. I mean, I think both of them are really good, but man, their weapons don't scare me at all. And that O-line is putrid. I mean, did you just see what the Texans did to them?
Yeah.
And the Texans are a very, very good defense. So are we. So I think we can get 10 sacks on them at home, a little bit of a revenge game. Yeah, I would probably put them right after the Ravens and before
3.
Yeah, I'll
Patriots.
go with that.
Yeah.
Dude, we will decimate that offensive line, as Marky said, dude. But Josh Allen, he tore us up last time he was here in Denver. But that was that Nate Hackett? Was that a Nate Hackett led team or a Vic Fangio led team, man? I don't even remember, man.
I think that was Fangio.
Dude, but I don't know if I'm ever going to put us as the number 1 team right now while the Rams are playing the way they're playing right now. I think, the Rams are.
Yeah.
I think they should be the favorites right now, but I think we could be the best team. Right now, I got us as the best team in the AFC. I think we're better than the Patriots. Too bad we don't play them this year. Could settle it.
Yeah. Hopefully we're settling it in the
In the
AFC
playoffs.
Championship.
Yeah, how about that?
I'll take that.
Yeah, no, that
Man,
would be cool.
Drake
I
May.
I wouldn't feel comfortable saying it until we won the Super Bowl, probably, man.
Oh yeah. No,
We're
I'm not.
the best in it.
Oh yeah, exactly. I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, no, and I don't want to round 2 of Seattle, Denver. No. You guys can have that one. Don't want to see it again.
There's just certain franchises that I just freaking hate. Seattle. I hate the Ravens. I'm not as scared of the Chiefs as I am the Ravens, and I don't know why. I'm not saying they're better or worse or anything like that. I'm just saying
they scarred you.
I am scarred from those.
Yeah.
Even in the 2012 Peyton Manning, that Raheem Moore waving your playoffs goodbye moment, that was it for me. I'm like, I hate this team forever.
Yep.
Like ever since the Seahawks got sent to the NFC, it's like they pretty much have had our number, except for a few games.
Yeah,
dude.
a lot of people forget they were in our division, man.
And we owned them when we were in our division.
They were really
too.
bad. They were really bad.
Yeah. All right. The last thing I forgot to ask you earlier, if you guys want to answer real quick, give me your MVP of the coaches. I know it seems like there's an obvious one, but is there any surprises here? It could be. It doesn't have to be a coordinator either. It could be like a quarterbacks coach.
Nah, man, I'll come in here, dude. I'm gonna glaze on Sean Payton. I love this guy. I love his ego. I love his evil genius type of stuff. I love his stubbornness, even though it can stab us in the back sometimes. We are so lucky to have him as a head coach, dude, especially with the clowns we've had here run the franchise the last 10 years. So, or 8 years or so. I won't put that on Kubiak, but yeah, his vision, the vision that he has, just so crucial.
And
I think it's got to be VJ, man.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're right, David, in the sense of I think he's just the MVP of everything. I mean, putting this all together.
Mm-hmm.
But of this season specifically, Vance Joseph has afforded Sean Payton the opportunity and the ability to take his time with his offense, work on some things that they need to clean up and be able to be better prepared for, because his defense is just absolutely dominant. I cannot recall a bad play call that Vance Joseph has had at a crucial time. I can't remember a bad game plan. The dude has been unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Putting guys in the best positions. I remember when he was our head coach, he would drive me crazy because he would drop Von Miller back in coverage instead of having him, rush the passer and do all sorts of crazy stuff. None of that. Everyone's playing to their strengths. And so he's, I think he's been amazing. But overall, I mean, you can't discount what Sean's done just to this franchise and getting us here.
Yeah, and just a little more to like look at the way that the energy was with the Colts trying to hold on to that game and they couldn't. Like I could just get the vibes from that team that's like, uh-oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And Sean doesn't allow that. He's like, we're going in and the fact that he's set us up to beat Philadelphia before London and then go to London. He just never has let us get down on any game that I'm totally expecting a letdown and he doesn't let it happen. And it's his freaking confidence. And yes, we're going to complain about trick plays and screens and why are you doing this and why are you doing that? And why aren't you going more up tempo and blah, 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 blah. We're going to nitpick it all, but it's his overall confidence is why we're 9-2. And it's the balls to call it out before the season because he believed in it is like, that's why we're here.
Yeah. Oh, I want to hear y'all's opinion on this, but don't forget Rams Broncos. This would also be a family affair. Do not forget that Stan Kroenke is married into the Walton family. So this would be Kroenkes versus Waltons as well. This would be very, very interesting. And I think that would be a fun Super Bowl matchup, but the Rams, I think, would probably be favorites coming into it.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, man. Like that's one team where, damn, they're good. Like, because I look at a lot of teams. I'm like, man, we match up super good with them. We match up super well with them. The reason that they're scary is because you can eliminate one of Puka or Devontae with PS2, but the other guy's gonna eat. I mean, unless you're doubling them, like I guess my game plan in that one would be like Puka Nakua, Patrick Surtain is gonna be on him 100% of the time, and then you're gonna double up Devontae, and then just try to get after him. But yeah, dude, the Rams are so good, man. They're fun. I love Matthew Stafford too. Big Matthew Stafford fan.
I would take any Broncos Super Bowl, obviously. Like, I don't really care, but the Battle of the Shawns, McVay versus Peyton would be one for the record books, man. That would be a good one. I would love to see that.
Why couldn't we have taken that trade with Atlanta, man?
Yeah. Because they got 2 first-round picks this year, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's freaking Atlanta, dude.
Oh, one thing I was going to say is like, the one thing that you made a comment earlier, David, I think was about how like having Knicks on that rookie contract is allowing us to do stuff, but we are still paying Russ money. So like,
it's a great
we're
point.
not exactly benefiting from that rookie contract yet until next year. So
yeah, I guess what is he like? Must be like $35 or $40 million with Jared Stidham we have for the quarterback room right now. Interesting.
Yep.
That's a good point. Yeah, we're much better than the Chiefs. It's a new era.
Well, yeah, dude, and here's the thing, man. Like, I don't know. I get it when you've won a lot of Super Bowls, the GM's gonna get a lot of credit, but what Brett Veach has done is a travesty. If you look at his track record the last 3-4 years,
this guy sucks, dude.
The opportunities that he's missed out on is insane.
Dude, why you re-sign Nick Bolton and not re-sign Justin Reed?
No, but just look at his drafting. I mean,
dude,
it's crazy. Like
drafts all these wide receivers that can't develop.
Well, and they also, I mean, they love to draft like terrible character guys too, like guys that are always getting in trouble. But like, man, you think about Edwards-Helaire over Jonathan Taylor. You know, they've had a couple good ones, like Creed Humphrey's really good, but they've just not addressed like the O line properly, which is crazy because you have a $500 million quarterback. And they've just allowed for these other guys to continue getting older. I just feel like they've missed a lot.
Dude.
It feels like their philosophy is the opposite of Sean and George's philosophy of like, we'll take not the flashiest of players, but we want the right guy, the right character, the right person, the guy who's going to like bend over backwards for the team and be a team guy, but still have a lot of talent, but just like the Pat Bryants and those type of guys, instead of swinging and for like the Xavier Worthies and all the other like speedster guys, it's just like, give me a guy who I can trust in the clutch. Sky Moore is a great one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why it ends up burning you. So that's why, and that's the reason why we're back to where we are so fast with Sean, is because they've made a very conscious like effort of like, we're picking and recruiting only a very specific type of person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Dude, facts. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I'm fading. I'm fading so much here on
Oh, I
Central
can't believe
Time.
it's been an hour, 15 minutes. Man.
But this was a great discussion. Shout out to Kodiak saying more Sky Moore picks from the Chiefs. Let's go. We need that. Yeah, this has been a wonderful horsepower hour, guys. We'll be back next week to hopefully discuss another Broncos victory. Mark, anything coming up on your channel people need to keep an eye out for? Any topics you're going to drop videos on?
No, I mean nothing specific. To check it out, man. I drop videos every day. I'll start sprinkling some nuggets and app stuff as well over the course of the next several months. More so, of course, once the Broncos season gets over, we'll get into the draft. But no, just gonna focusing a lot on the Commanders this week. Diving into them, we got good news. It doesn't look like Jaden Daniels is gonna play, so that's a big positive for us. But definitely not a game you can go in laxed, and so we'll definitely have some deep dives on the Commanders.
it's always good when the fans of the opposing team you're about to play are like, please don't play them against the Broncos. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest compliment you can get. Is like, please just wait. If you're gonna,
especially when you're 3-8, it doesn't make sense to play Jaden Daniels. That would be such an error on their end.
Yeah, I agree. And when you're coming off an injury, seeing our pass rush and seeing our defense is not exactly a recipe to warm back, get back in the groove too. So yeah, that's going to be a good one. Me and Mark did a mid-season like grades video. That was, we went over every little thing. So if anybody's at work or wants some time to kill, that was a fun conversation we had.
It was fun
a few days ago. So.
Oh yes. And we got to shout out Kodiak. He dropped a documentary on the rise and fall and rise of Vance Joseph. Please go check that out.
It's fantastic.
See what he's got going on and listen. I mean, best voice out of all of us on here. So yeah, I'll have my power ranking videos. Yeah, I'll have some other Broncos related stuff, maybe ranking Bo Nix with some of the other quarterbacks, see how that goes too. But yeah, it's going to be a fun week of football. And yeah, guys, so many people have been finding our channels through Horsepower Hour live every Monday night and throughout the week as well. So please go support all of us. Subscribe to all the channels that are linked in the description. We'll be back again next Monday night. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
He's grabbed.